Welcome back to Your Darts and thanks so much for joining me. First start indicators. What are they and how can they help you with your dart checkouts? Let me show you right now. Okay, so this is a segment of my crib sheet and these are the numbers we're going to be covering today. Number 61 all the way through to 70. So what is a first start indicator? So when we're trying to learn numbers like this first start indicator is a term I've put onto when the finish itself gives you a very strong indication. It gives you a nice little nudge, a helping hand as to what your opening treble is going to be. Okay, what the first of your two darts. Remember, these are two dart finishes. Okay, so it's going to give you an indication of where it's going to be, and we're going to get into that right now. So going forward, you're going to see how a first dart indicator gives you that clue. Okay, for the first dart, and then I'm going to show you how to visualize or memorize and basically see that second dart, right? The double. We need to be able to do that, okay? And then we're going to go through alternate finishes for when we do have these numbers and we have three darts to throw them. Should we go the same way or can we go other ways? I'm going to get into that as well. Okay, so let's start at 60. Well, first of all, let's talk about this first dart indicator. So it's always going to be indicated by the furthest right number, okay? So all the way up, okay? You get the idea. So let's start at 61. So 61, and we're looking at this furthest right number 1. So it's going to be treble 11. It's not going to be treble 1 because treble 1's 3 and that's just not going to help anyone, okay? So treble 11, it's always going to be a double digit, okay? That's the only thing you've got to get your head round. But 62 is treble 12, 63 treble 13, 64 treble 14, all the way up to 69 treble 19, as you can see here in the second column. And 70 is treble 20. Now, just so you know, except for 60, if it's got a 0 on the end, so 70, 80, 90, 100, or even 110, I'm counting them as first dart indicators because if it's got a 0 on, we can throw it treble 20. Okay, so that's a little helping hand. Okay, and remember these formulas are just for people who are starting out, checking out, to learn to check out, and they want a little helping hand to work out what you're doing. But once you know the answer, you know the answer. Okay, once you know the finish, you don't have to do any of this. You just know it. Okay, this is just to get it into your mental Rolodex. But let's start at 61. So we've got the first dart. Dead easy, right? We're just looking at the number, we're standing there, we've got, for instance, we have 65 and we're going, okay, 65 or treble 15, so I know my first treble. Okay, now how do we remember the second dart, okay, or the double? Okay, now I'm going to show you two ways. I'm going to show you what a lot of people do, and you will see that all these numbers add up to 25. Okay, so 11 and 14 is 25, 12 and 13, 13 and 12, you get the idea. It runs all the way up to even here 20 and 5, 25. So if your brain works in the way as, so for instance, if you got 63 and you stood there and you're going, oh, 63 treble, the last 3, so treble 13, okay, to add up to 25, that's 12. That's great, double 12, right? That's absolutely fine, you can do that. But my brain doesn't work like that. So what I do is I use what I've called a link. So any picture, anything at all on a dartboard in this case, will give you instant recall. And it doesn't have to be what I recommend today. It can be anything what works for you. It doesn't matter as long as when you're on something like 64, you know what the answer is going to be. But let's start at 61. Okay, so it's treble 11. Okay, we're going with this one here. So 61 treble 11. What's my second dart? Yeah, so you can. So we got. Let's do this. So we got treble 11. So you can go the number route and you go. Okay, so it adds up to 25. So I need that to be 14. So treble 11 double 14. Okay, that's 25. That's fine. All right. But what I do is I see the link that I see is that they're right next to each other. That is my link. And I just had to practice that once or twice and I had it straight away. Treble 11, double 14. Okay, that's how I do it. Okay, let's go to the next one. 62. So I know it's going to be, we're looking at this one here, so we know it's going to be treble 12 because it's 2. Okay, so treble 12. Okay, and the finish is double 13. Now, of course, if you want to add that up to, so you're on treble 12 and go, okay, so if they're all the 60 range, they add up to 25. Okay, that'd be 13. For me, that's too much working out in my brain. So for me, I just saw that they just run up in consecutive numbers, don't they? 12 and then 13. They're almost mirroring each other as well, but they're not quite. But 12 and 13, and that's my link for that number. Okay, and it's all about instant recall. and whether that be numbers or pictures or however you do it. Okay, so 63. So we're looking at this number here. So it's 3, so it's treble 13. I'm just going to tidy this up a minute. So treble 13. Now if you want to do the numbers and it's to add up to 25, oh, that's going to be 12, so it's double 12. But of course I want to use a link where possible, and it just runs down in numbers 13 and 12, and again it's just the same as the other finish, treble 62, which was treble 12 double 13. This is just reverse, so that can be another link if you want, but I just see them as it just runs up and then runs down. Okay, so 63 is treble 13 for double 12. Okay, that's how I visualize it. It might sound crazy to some, and if it does, you know, use your own links or just know that they both add up to 25. Okay, next one, 64. So we know here this last digit is 4, so it's treble 14. Okay, and to add up to 25 you need to add an 11 onto it. So if that works in your brain, that's great. For me, I use a little picture. I see that they're right next to each other. Okay, and that's my link for that one, treble 14 double 11. Okay, it's actually the reverse of what 61 was, treble 11 double 14. That can be a link if it helps you. Great. Okay, so next one, 65. So we're looking at this last digit. 65 is treble 15, and so that's 15. We want it to add up to 25, so that can be double 10 if that helps you. But I like a link, and this is a common link in these 60 numbers. They're right next to each other, treble 15 double 10. And once you practice that, okay, there's lots of apps you can practice these. There's a really good one called Catch 40, and they give you these finishes. It's really good to practice that. Big up to Catch 40. I've used that a lot all the time. It helps me with my 2-dart finishes, helps me practice it in my head, helps me work out what I'm doing. Okay, it's a good game. Anyway, so treble 15 double 10. Right, next one, 66. So we look at this last digit, 66. So it's treble 16, but it adds up to, this is a little harder, so it adds up to 25. So if you can see that that's double 9, that's great. So let me just actually clean that up. It gets really messy very quickly, doesn't it? So 66, treble 16, 9 would make it 25. So if that works in your brain, great. For me, this was my first little harder number to work out in my head, but then I just thought, okay, so 6, I'm going to turn that 6 upside down, and it's a 9. And I know it sounds really silly, and again, the sillier the better. Okay, it's only you who's got to remember it. If that helps you, great. If you can tell me in the comments, by all means, if you've got a better way to visualize it. But now I don't visualize it now because I know it. I just know the answer, and this is what it's all about, just so you get to know it. Okay, but so I just see it as 16. Okay, I just turn that 6 upside down to 9. Oh, it's double 9. Sounds a bit silly, right? I know it does, but it does work. Trust me. Okay, 67. So this last digit here, so treble 17. Okay, and if you know that 17 to make up to 25 would be double 8. Okay, that's your finish. But again, I just use a link, and my link was that we've got a 7 here, and then we've got an 8 there. It just runs up in numbers. You get a bit of another weakish link, but really do it once or twice and it sticks in your brain. Okay, and that's your answer for number 67. Okay, this is a good one, 68. This comes up all the time, and by the way, these numbers 61 all the way to 70, really learn them inside out, and it's helpful that all the 60 range, when you're thinking, okay, so these are first dart indicators, but how many of these golden 44, the 44 finishes, okay, what I've spoke about, how many of them are first dart indicators? Well, on the 60 range, every single one of them, except for 60, okay, which is just a single 24 double 20, but those are all first dart indicators. It's really easy to recall them. But 68, so we look at this last digit, 8, so it's 18. Okay, treble 18, and if you see this as like a wheel, and these are spokes of a wheel, then really it's on the same spoke, isn't it? Treble 18 for double 7. Or they're both, of course, they're both add up to 25. So if that helps you, great. But again, I just I knew it was the first dart indicator, so when I started learning it I thought 8, so I treble 18, okay. Oh, and it's right on the other end of this spoke, if you like, double 7, so dead easy to remember. Okay, next number, 69. You get any idea now, I'm sure. 69, so 9, so treble 19. So if you know that double 6, then that adds up to 25. That's great. But for me, my link was, I just saw it as a clock face, and I saw that's like quarter past the hour. That's how we say it over here, quarter past the hour. Okay, that's how I say it. Okay, so, and again, once I saw that picture, as soon as I know treble 19, 69 treble 19, I see quarter past the hour. I see double 6. Okay, it just comes naturally after you practice it just a little bit. And the final one, 70. 70. So, and remember, anything with a 0 on except for 60 in these 2 dart finishes, I always say this, the first dart indicator you can throw at treble 20. So it's treble 20, and to make it to 25 you just go double 5. But if you know your treble values, and that's really the kind of minimal expectations I have for people trying to learn how to check out, you've got to know what your treble values are, and you've got to know what your double values are, or else it's going to be really hard to do it. Okay, so if you know treble 20 is 60, it doesn't take a rocket science to know you need another 10 to make it 70, right? So it's double 5. So some of these you don't even need pictures or links or add them up to 25. You just know what the double's going to be because you know what the treble is. Okay, but that's also again, if you want another link, they're right next to each other. Okay, that's a decent little link if you want, if that helps you. Anything what gives you that instant recall, and anything what helps you. Okay, so that pretty much covers these numbers here. All the numbers in the 60 range from 61 all the way to 70. Of course, not 60. I must stress that because there's no treble involved there, isn't it? It's just a single 20 for double 20. But that kind of covers those numbers. Have a go with that. Okay, so here's a little cut out of one of my crib sheets. What just gives you literally all the information, the ways to remember this, of course. These all add up to 25, as you can see. All this adds up to 25. Or you've got these little links I've just been through, the fact that they're next to each other, or this crazy one, that 66, you turn the 6 upside down, it's double 9. The crazier the better, guys and gals, and you'll as long as you get the instant recall, that's what it's all about. So before I finish, okay, we're going to go through some alternate finishes. So of course these numbers, if you've got the way I've just explained, you go that way if you've only got 2 darts. Now what I didn't mention, and what I do want to mention, is you can see these blue brackets. Now this is what I call the miss rule, and you've seen that if you watch my other last 2 videos showing you the key on this to my crib sheets and what all the colors mean and such. So this blue brackets is what I call a miss rule. It's what's left if you've, in this case, missed treble 12 and hit big 12. Okay, miss treble 20 and hit big 20. Okay, so when we miss the treble and hit the big number, okay, now that's going to happen more times than we hit the treble, so we need to know what the answer is going to be. And the lovely thing about these 60 range numbers, what make them some of my favorite numbers, every single one, when we throw in the treble, okay, if we've missed that treble and hit the big number, so missed treble 18, hit big 18, it always leaves, as you can see, it's always 50, isn't it? So you've got 2 darts, you're going for this, you've missed your treble, you hit the big number, you've got that shot out at bullseye. Okay, you've got that rock star finish if that's what you want, or you can, if you're far ahead of your opponent, you have to go for ball, of course, but why not? It's cool. But you can set up your double, can't you? So that's why we go the way we go, because let's face it, some of these, like 62, treble 12, double 13, why are we wanting to go for double 13? It's because, well, one, it's a larger surface area than the bull, so if we hit treble 12, we're going to go for it. But the miss rule, missing that treble 12, hitting the big 12, it leaves you that bullseye, doesn't it? That's why we go the way we go on these 2 dart finishes. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I get that bit in. Now, before I finish today, I'm going to give you some alternate finishes. So as you can see, so let's choose 61 example. An alternate finish, I know this is another segment of my crib sheet. If it's in brackets, it's an alternate, like here, this not in brackets. Okay, that's the main finish. But if it's in brackets, it's an alternate way to take these numbers out. Okay, so 61, if I've got 3 darts, again, I wouldn't do it if I've got 2 darts. I'm going to go the way I've just taught you. but 25 for double 18. Okay, so really nice finish. You're going to go for your 25 for your double 18. Now just be aware of the miss rule on this one. So when you're going for the center of the board, the miss rule for me is, okay, you missed 25, you might hit the bull, okay, and if you do, it leaves 11. So just be aware, you got 11, so you're going to go a single 3 for your double 4. Okay, just be aware of that. But you know what, there's risks everywhere, so it's quite a nice fit. I will always go, if I've got 61, I will not go treble 11 double 14. I'm going to go the center of the board for my double 18. Okay, sorry, treble 11 double 14. I think I might have said double 18. Anyway, don't listen to me. Okay, so next one, so 62. There's a nice alternate finish here. So I've got 3 darts at 62. I'm not going to go treble 12 because I don't really want to go for double 13. I'm going to go treble 10, okay, and for my double 16. Treble 10 for my double 16, okay. Now, of course, the miss rule, missing that treble 10, hitting the big 10 would leave 52. As you can see, the blue brackets, that's what's left, the miss rule, okay, leaves you 52. Okay, turn that off. Okay, so on to the next number, 63. 63, I keep it the same because I'm finishing on double 12. There might be another way to take out 63. I really can't think about it. I can't think of it. So going to the next one, 64. So all 16 players know this. If you've got 3 darts, I've got 64. I'm not going to go treble 14 for double 11. I'm going to go treble 16 for double 8. If I miss treble 16, it will leave me 48. And I've got 2 more darts, so I'm going to go a single 16 for double 16. Okay, that's what you're going to do here. So you got, of course, you've got your treble. You got your, sorry. So it's, what am I doing here? Treble 16. Okay. Let's clear it. Let's start again. So we have treble 16 for double 8. Missing the treble 16. Hitting the big 16 would leave 48, like I mentioned, and then you take a 48 out. Another way, another alternate finish for 64. You can go treble 8 because that's 24. Okay. For your double 20. I'm trying to color code this as green matches with green. Okay. Of course, hitting the big 8 or the single 8, this miss rule would leave 56. All right. So that covers number 64. Next number. So 65. If I've got 65, I've got 3 darts. I'm going to throw out the center of the board. I'm going to go for 25. For double 20 because I'm a double 20 guy, and the miss rule on this one, say if I miss 25 and I hit bullseye, it would leave 15, and that's going to be 7 double 4. All right, always know your miss rule. I know I keep banging on about it, but it's so important. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit again. Okay, next number, 66. Again, 3 darts at 66. Treble 10, which is 30 for double 18. Okay, as you can see, the brackets are the alternate finishes. Missing the treble 10 and hitting the 10, so it's just treble 10 for double 18. Missing that treble 10, hitting the big 10 would leave 56. Okay, so you can either go single 20 for double 18 again, or I would go 16 for double top. Hope you get the idea. 67, I keep it the same because it finishes on double 8. So treble 17, double 8, I'd throw that way whether I got 2 darts or 3 darts. Okay. 68, treble 20, double 4 is really common because if the miss rule, if you miss treble 20, hit 20, you're on 48, and that's a single 16 for double 16, that 48. Okay. Another way to take it out would be treble 16 because that's 48. So treble 16, 48 for double 10, treble 16. For your double 10. Okay, if you like to finish in double 10s, and I love double 10. Okay, but I'm really getting into my double 16s and 8s at the minute, so it's good. The more you know, the better. I think the better a player you will be. And of course, the miss roll on that, I'm going for treble 16. I missed treble 16, hit big 16, it would leave 52. So that's number 68. Let's give it a little housekeeping. Let's keep it tidy. 69. So yeah, treble 966 is not a bad way to go whether you got 2 or 3 darts, but another way, what I first learned to do, where to go, is treble 15. That's 45. Add 24, which is double 12, and you got your 69. Missing the big 15, hit the big 15, so this miss wheel would leave 54. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a little showing you my kind of practice routine that I say to myself, what includes the routine of how you actually like practice this in the shower or on the way to work and that type of thing, by adding the miss rule, as you say, these 2 dart finishes. I'm gonna do a video on that, and it just rolls off the tongue, and you stood there playing, you don't have to think about it because it's part and parcel of kind, it's already in that brain. Okay, it's already in your mental Rolodex. We'll get into that, but anyway, so those are those alternate finishes. One final one, 70. So if I've got 2 darts, I'm going to go treble 20, double 5, of course, because missing that treble 20, hitting the big 20 would leave that bullseye. But if I've got more than that, there's a number of ways we can go. So a lot of people will go treble 18 for double 8. Okay, so treble 18 for your double 8. Missing the big 18 and hitting, so missing the treble 18, hitting the big 18 would leave 52. Okay, another way to do, what I quite like as well, is treble 10. Oh look, I've missed a little bracket off the treble 10. I'll have to alter that. Anyway, so treble 10 for double 20, hitting the big 10 would leave 60. Okay. Anyway, that's a long one, this one. I do apologise, people, but that's treble. Oh, ignore that. I don't even know what I was doing there. I'm tired. I'm going to cancel all that bit. You get the idea, though. So I'm going for. So it would be treble 10 for double 20, missing the treble 10, hitting the big 10 would leave 60. Anyway, okay, well done if you stuck that out. So those are your alternate finishes. It's good to know them. I suppose if you just learn your 2 dart finishes, you can go out that way. If you have 3 darts, just be careful, because there's some odd number doubles and you want to avoid them if you don't need to go for them. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, on that one. Quite a long one, but some good information there, I think. Coming next time, I'm going to be continuing on this first dart indicators. We're going to show the ones in the 70 to 80 range. There's quite a few on this one, not as many as the 60 range, so there's a few that aren't, but I'll teach you how to remember which ones are and which ones aren't. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Take care for now.